Shavua Tov, hope you had a good week. This year is dedicated, as always, to Rachaleh Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. It should be an aliyah for her neshama. What we're going to do now is part 2 in talking about Kibud Av V'Eim. Until now we spoke about teaching children at a young age to have a relationship to parents that reflect the values of the Torah. So we spoke about how at a very young age they have to already understand that there's authority, that when your parent says something the answer is yes, not no, etc., etc. Let's say you did it all wrong, and now you have a 14-year-old. Now what? Or even if you did it all right and everything worked until now, and suddenly it's not working, what do you do then? So we have to understand where a teenager actually is standing in his or her life in order to understand how to relate to them and how to maintain a situation in which they keep the mitzvah of Kibud Av V'Eim even as a teenager. So where is a teenager standing in life? A teenager, on one hand, would like to be thought of as an adult, but on the other hand doesn't have the self-control or responsibility or an adult has. So the teenager is in an impossible situation. What they want and what they want to be and who they actually are aren't the same person. So of course the side that you want to strengthen is the adult side. Okay, that's one thing to take into consideration. Another thing is that the three forces that take anyone out of reality are much more passionately felt in the teen years than at other times. So what are these forces? Kina, taiva, and kavod. Envy. A teenager is so insecure by the nature of things. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know who he is. He may know or may not know who he wants to be. So what other people have, especially if the other people are the people who seem more secure, or who seem more cool, or who seem more with it, or who seem more successful, that's what he wants for himself. So it's not unusual to find teenagers who until that point never showed any symptoms of overt materialism, suddenly discovering that they need brand name this or logo that, not because they really value it, but because they want to belong to the group of kids who have what they admire. Sometimes you have kids who until now were straight arrows who cheat on tests. And even if you explain to them that you don't care about the grade, they don't have to be afraid to come home with a 70. It's not about you. It's not about the SATs. It's not about seminary. It's about wanting to have prestige in the classroom and not wanting to be a neb. Okay, so kina is a big factor. Kina may extend to social relations. You may discover that your child isn't proud of being a child of his parents. You may not speak the right language or have the right look or be the right age. All of these are factors. Another factor that's part of kina is, again, and the more emotionally insecure the child is, the more kina is a factor. Another factor in kina could even be the child's appearance. They want to be someone else. They want to look like someone else. Not because they necessarily think that looking like someone else is beautiful, but because they admire the person who they want to be like. So this is different than what we spoke about at the beginning, the status of having a logo shirt or whatever. I'm talking about an entire image of self. So you'll have girls especially wanting to be that classical size 2. When one look at them can tell you, this girl will never be size 2. Or you'll have girls who are plain, nice-looking, pleasant-looking girls, doing whatever they can with beauty, with beauty products, whatever, to develop a look that they'll never really have. So this is all coming not from wanting to be like someone, but from wanting to be actually someone, which is a much more self-destructive place to come from. So teenagers are beset with kina. Sakina comes from, as you know, not having belief that who Hashem made you and what you do is sufficiently important. You don't have to be someone else. That what you are is significant, and you have everything you need to be significant. So that means the more that you could get that message across to your kid, you're significant, the less starkly they'll feel the kina. But it may or may not help, because you aren't credible enough to them to tell them that they're okay. Let's go on to the next one. Taiva. As children grow older, their bodies mature. They have desires that they sometimes can't even put into words. They don't know what they're feeling. With boys especially, you see a surge of aggressive energy.